thanks for joining for another evening of Trackmania. After yesterday I bought the standard access tier to try and get some more of the tracks, custom tracks, which are a bit more fun than the standard ones. So I may be able to join a club now. I don't know. Let's see if we can or not. No, can't join a club. But what can we do? We can join club activities. We can create tracks. We can do all that kind of fun stuff. So, these are the club rooms. Okay, fine. Short tech. Might be fun. 125 players. Can we go into it? Or is it full? The room is full. Okay, wow. The room is full. Let me just write something in the chat. Yeah, that's all working. So wow, okay, this room is full. No, we're back. We're in. Okay, great. Take a swig of water. And just check that we are actually all good to go with the stream. And move the mouse out of the way because I had the mouse on the screen yesterday for some of that stream. So right, so hoping these tracks are going to be a bit better. There's already some more stuff on the screen. Do we have to... Oh, we can chat now as well. Wow, that's a lot of cars. That's 125 cars. All at the same time. I'll keep it on because it looks cool, but it makes it harder to concentrate for sure. But yeah, this is more like my kind of track. I remember that faffing around with all the puzzles yesterday. Okay, nice short track. How long do we have on this track? 8 minutes, so a little bit longer, so it's going to be a bit more competitive, a bit more opportunity to set a good lap time. Little lift there, hint of a lift, and on the brakes here. Right, I'm actually gonna change my key bindings. So you're gonna go to my old school can I not add a comment to that? Okay, well we'll go with the arrow keys here. Oh, it has added that, I just couldn't see it. Okay. 2 keys for that. So I never used to play Trackmania with the, what is it, A and Z keys, but that's how I played GP1 back in the day. My first ever game that I remember playing. Grand Prix 1 by Jeff Crammond. Whoops. 93rd through there. Pretty cool. let's also change one more key. I want a nice meaty key to hit when I want to respawn. Not this little tiny backspace. It's a chat you can have this. What's going on there? Because now I can just hit the enter key when I want to restart, like so. Okay. Go back to the previous checkpoint. Still 90 seconds. Got to get a bit into the groove here. 60th. Okay, so got to keep it off the grass. Hundred and 9th, wow. Got to get in the groove a little bit here. Ooh, no. Well, that was a 14th actually, so I don't know where that came from. I suspect the time difference is actually really small, so it doesn't really matter if you're 19th or 90th coming out that one. This has been a bit disappointing, this first race for me. Seems like a fun track. Oh, getting used to a slightly different control method, I guess. Ooh, people carrying a lot more speed through there than me. Ah, too late, 10 in there. That was pretty decent. Oh, dipping the wheel. Time for one more run, just about. 123rd through there. Oh, not gonna make it through there. Okay, this room means business. I wonder if we can see ghosts or stuff like that. That surely can't be the top time in this one though. Quite liked it. I'll give it an upvote. So we never really got a kind of representative time in here. I don't really know how these trophies work. I don't know if you finish on the podium you get a trophy or something. Let's have a look on the next track. Again, looks quite fun. It's better than the standard tracks. Gonna go back to the arrow keys. Oh, hey Steve. Cash had just pointed out that you've dropped a comment. I can't see it on my screen. Yeah, I grew up playing this game on my laptop, on a really bad laptop. It was free, maybe like 2005, 2006, and it kind of sparked my love of time trialing and just trying to shave off thousandths of a second. And yeah, this is just a re-release. Looks to be pretty good. 125 players in this lobby, and yeah, I played it last night. Wasn't having too much fun with the kind of standard tracks that come with the game, but again, that kernel of, you know, trying to beat my time and shave off thousandths of a second has meant that I've come back to it and just dropped £10 on the standard tier. Yeah, I'd say just pick up the free version. It's quite a small download. It downloaded for me in about 10 minutes, and just see if you like it or not. I'm sure you're gonna just have that same feeling of wanting to, you know, shave off hundredths of a second, thousandths of a second. Yeah, that's all I can say. Let me try and actually do this track a bit properly. Try and ride the camber here. The brakes. Ooh, okay. Oh, interesting finish. Interesting finish. Okay. Let's try and actually get a bit decent at this track. To the camber, right the camber around, jump up here, little lift here, little brakes, yeah. Ah, oh, just hit that as well. The other thing about Trackmania is it's obviously a bit absurd, but it gets to the essence of time trialing and racing and reaction speeds. And when you do kind of get into the groove, and you have to get into a groove on some of what they call the full speed tracks, where you're just picking up speed, going over the boosts kind of things, you do feel a bit superhuman in terms of your reaction times when you're dialed in. And that's the kind of feeling that really gets me. And for that, I think there's nothing like it. Well, I say there's nothing like it. Obviously, with any kind of racing game, if you kind of in a good combo of car and track or whatever, and you've got good competition, but you just always get that here if you're on a server with good tracks, and it's straight to the point. Okay, let's switch to the other control method. Get on the music case. That was stupid. was a bit better, it seemed like. And that, maybe. Let's try and sort this finish. Okay, 56. Braking a bit too much for that corner. And here. Do want to carry that speed though. It is going to take a bit of time to get warmed up. Just a little lift that time, that might even be flat. Ah, that might be flat actually. It's flat. Yeah, with a better line, that's going to be flat. Just a hint of a loo. I'm getting something wrong through that bit. Oh, and let's do that. That's going to be the fastest way over the line. Oh, just a bit too close. And again, just tapping it. In terms of the tiers, yesterday I did the free tier stuff. I'd say that's pretty extraordinarily bare bones. It's kind of a demo, I would say. I'm not sure they've done the best job of communicating the different tiers. Not going to get that one. But this is just shy of £10 for me to get this standard access tier for a year. And this feels like Trackmania to me. Server restarting after this map, so we may have to reconnect. I have a feeling that we're mixing it with some pretty good players here. Respond to the comment. Right, another track. Let's do it. Let's get the mouse out of the way. You know in Trackmania when you're driving well, it's one of these things you don't need the time to tell you if you're driving well. You just know that you're hitting your points and letting the car run enough wide and just missing the wall. Ah, I'm missing it there, aren't I? Is there an alternate option there to go and hit that other finish line? Oh, yeah, looks like you've got to try and get that one if you want to get the best possible time. That's pretty cool. That was alright. Oh, I thought we could take a shortcut through those trees. Turns out you can't. Getting a bit more dialed in. Nice run down here. What's this say? Are we going to go for the big one? Yeah, why not? Whoops. It's actually going to be quite difficult. You need a really good run down there to get enough speed. I think something you will want to change in the game is the music. I'd be amazed if you'll be able to stand it for more than a couple of days. It's not necessarily saying it's bad, it's just on repeat. It's a bit much. I don't know if you can carry enough speed down that bit that you're going to miss the bump. Yeah, just about. Just missed that. Oh, he's carrying a lot of speed, this guy. Oh, I just hit the end there. Yep, that's pretty good. Yeah, that other guy, he was carrying loads of speed around that right-hander. It's because he's launching himself well off the jump, I reckon. Finishing on the left side of the track. Not quite as much pace that time, but oh, almost close to that super fast line. And then give it a good run down here and try and do that little bonus finish. Still not quite getting there. half decent. Try and get a good run down here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, 24th out of 54. Don't know if that's better or not. You have to be pretty precise to get that jump right and then the right hander. That's what Trackmania is about. Just trying to aim for the left hand side. Wasn't really paying attention there. I'm zoning out these other cars quite quickly. The kind of colour scheme of the track and objects being quite bold, I think helps with that. So hopefully that makes it a bit more interesting to watch, because you can see all these other ghosts, but it's not really that distracting in terms of trying to set the lap time. There we go. There's that one. There's that line. Messed up a bit there, but actually it's going to give us a nice wide entry. And we're 25th again. But it felt better. I'm not sure we'll get a better line through that right-hander. People voting to restart the map. Gonna vote no, because I want to see another map. Oh, they didn't like it. Give it a thumbs up as well. Hopefully going to be a good track coming up next as well. So if you win the match you get a trophy. Do you want to see how far we are? Okay, missed it. I don't really know how the trophies work there. I picked up a trophy as well. Somehow. This looks like a very short and technical track. The one thing I miss from previous Trackmanias that I remember is when you finish seeing all the cars lined up with the podium. That's always kind of stuck with me. Right, let's look at this. I always feel like I start a little bit earlier than everyone else, but I wonder if there's actually a lot of people starting with you and you just don't see their ghosts, because otherwise it would be too off-putting. Would make more sense. Ah, okay, so that's also the finish. So we're going to have people going the wrong way as well around the track. Wow, that guy's rapid. Oh, there's still more to go. Hang on, I don't think I'm doing the track right. you have to go right here? Or is it a figure of 8? And then this is going to be that jump. Okay, that may well be it. Let's try it. There might be a go right or something, or a sign I'm missing, or it's one of these things you just have to work out. Got to carry the speed through here. Maybe a bit more than that. Ooh, no. Okay. Not quite. Ooh, just hit that. Let's carry on anyway. Flat through here. Little lift. Is that going to be the finish? Yeah. So let me know in chat if you've got any questions about the tiers, about the gameplay. So yesterday I was trying out the free tier, and to be honest wasn't really that impressed by the tracks. The core gameplay is really fun. So now I've gone up to the standard tier, the middle of the tiers you can get, and that gives you access to custom tracks. Well, I think that's really what Trackmania is all about. I'm still going left there. Looks like Super GT might be a fan. I think he'll be setting some very fast lap times. Yeah. But there are some really good videos on YouTube about world records in Trackmania, different Trackmania versions, and the history of people trying to break those records. And basically it comes down to, you know, trying to get that last thousandth of a second, and it takes years for people to do it. And the other interesting aspect of Trackmania kind of records and stuff like that is when people find kind of glitches. Glitches isn't quite the right word, but ways of breaking the track, so hitting a wall at an angle and then spinning out and going through a gate or something like that. And that's all, I say glitch, but it's not really, it's all legitimate. There's some really interesting videos and that kind of stuff. Can't remember the names of the people that make them, but they're all out there. Oh, that was going to be half decent. That was going to be half decent. Getting a bit more dialed in now. Yeah, I'm going to vote yes on that. Don't need to do that then. So we're already kind of mid-table. Let's try and move up even more if we can. For me, the best feeling in Trackmania is when you're setting really fast times and you're just missing obstacles. We're just missing walls. And that kind of feeling I guess you don't have in most racing games, because most racing games you're not on the edge to that extent. most of the time. You might be in, say, a qualifying run. But for Trackmania, it's like that every run. Every run is a qualifying run. Completely on the edge. Because if you're not on the edge, you're nowhere. So just missing that one, skipping across here. Oh, get a nice little drift going on the dirt there. Interesting. Okay. Basically flat through there. Oh no, too much speed. Too much speed. Get a drift going. Ah. I wonder if... yeah, it doesn't work like that. So, something new is that when you go back to a previous checkpoint, which is something I rarely do, it actually gives you a kind of run up to the checkpoint as well. A bit like the Forza rewind feature. So it doesn't drop you into that gate at 0 velocity. Better finish, but the first part wasn't great. I think the other thing that's good about Trackmania is that it's quite meritocratic. It's always been willing to run on low spec PCs. I'm playing on a keyboard. I think the fastest times are set on keyboards, which is something anyone with a computer probably has. 99.9% of people. And now there's a... well, it's always had free-to-play aspects. Still a free-to-play aspect in this game. So theoretically, if you've got the space on your computer, you can download it for free and get playing and being really competitive. You don't need a wheel, you don't need anything like that. I lifted a bit too much there. And that bit at the end is always a little bit of a lottery. But I say we're definitely dialed in now. That's all a bit scrappy, to be honest. Surprised that was my fastest time. Oh, just missed that, I think. Did we miss it or did we hit it? Let's carry on anyway. Just missed that, maybe. I think it's a lift early, carry the speed through corner, that one. Flat. Oh, too much speed. Don't know what to call these red things. Kind of look like post boxes. That was a decent line through the first bit. That's a better line-ish. Had to lift. I thought we were going to get a favourable bounce there at the end. Wasn't a great line through there, but let's try and do the drift turn. So you do get a bit of purchase on the drift when it bites in. So it's a nice little mix there, adding it in. So I've got to bring it wider and just have faith that it's going to grip. I'm losing time now, that became a bit. It's too wide. That's going to be really satisfying if you can drift it around that corner so you're just looking at the apex. You just reach out and touch it. Carry all that speed. Oh, I just hit the wall there. It's actually half decent this run now. I'm going for a bit of speed. Oh, just hit the end at the. Anyway, let's have a look at the timings. Here we go. So top person has done a 20.5. So 2 seconds off. There's any way to look at their ghost. I can do that. Don't know what that is. Okay, that's something else. D-lock track. So I don't know what that is because there's a faster time here, but that looks. Is that a suggested time or something? Local records. These guys getting pretty close to the records. He's top 4, okay. Let's dip out and try something else. See what we've got with the standard access. So before none of this was available. There was only this, and this is basically running through the official tracks. 25 of them. Some of them are okay, some of them are good, some of them I didn't find so much fun. Track of the day I think is one track you can do by someone else. Clubs, I can't join a club, but I can join these club rooms. So let's try this. Full speed beg, maybe full speed beginner. 255 capacity. Might have been a little bit of a pause in the stream there. This feels like it's going to be my kind of track. Full speed track. Whoa. Very straight through that bit. Yeah, this is my sort of track. Might be my kind of server. Let's see if we can. I was going to say, let's see if we can try and break into the top 20, top 10. But going through that one in 99th place might be pretty optimistic. So where are we losing time? Okay, we're losing time there to this guy here. Losing a lot of time. See where we go to the gate. 103rd, so when are we losing time? That felt a bit faster. Still 105th, still 300s out. So let's have a look at that. Okay, so this is all about, well, hundredths of a second really, not even tenths of a second. Just got to got the mouse in the way again. Got to keep cracking on with this one. And just experiment basically to see where I can start that process of shaving off hundredths of a second. Now this is, don't want to be on the brakes too much. I can kind of hear the wheels digging a bit there, just doing some bit. This car ahead of me's got a bit more pace, so I had a better line through the first part. Ooh, that's going to be a bit... okay. Still a long way off. Let's have a look at the leaderboard. It's going to take a long way to scroll down there. Okay. Not going to get another run in. Just looking at all the stuff on the screen, there's a lot of it. Wow, there's a lot of stuff on the screen right now. Okay. Local records, top visitors, average, most played, top ranks, most played maps, live ranking. Okay. Let's see what's coming up next. Let's try and get in the top 100. It's not that ambitious, but... still on the keyboard here. Could try it out on the controller, but... so we've got a few, this looks like it might be an interesting one. Going to be pretty fast and furious, turning right I think. Ooh, almost. Ooh, need a lot of, well, need more speed than I was carrying. This is flat, to get the right turning. I didn't. It's a better line. Still not carrying enough speed through that. I might need to be taking a wider line to pick up more speed. Like this. There we go. Just hit a wall there. Gonna be a boost here. Into the wall. Gonna be climbing, it looks like. Ooh. Whoa, okay. Hello. That would have been a Hail Mary. Left, not that wide. Wow, that guy's carrying speed through there. Too shallow a line. Someone just making it through the finish. I do like that, so if you make it through to the finish, you get to kind of grandstand a bit amongst everyone else restarting. To be honest, I think I'm making this beginning part a bit more difficult than it actually is. This is fairly amateur through this beginning bit. Right, got to climb here. Just about. Pretty much flat through there. So climb, but not climb too much. Or yeah, climb. Yeah, it's pretty much flat through there. Ooh. It's not enough speed. Whoa, that's pretty intense. Okay. This might not be fast enough. Get ready to bring it down now. No idea what I'm doing now. Okay, whoa, get some of that boost. Ah, no. Let's go back through this gate. turn here. It's going to be the finish. Okay, well we finished it. This beginning bit is a bit fiddly. Oh, I hit the tree. I think for me there's a good balance of a map, which is something which is difficult to finish, but not super difficult, and it becomes more about how much speed you're able to finish with. Oh no. It took me too long to work out that beginning bit, I think. Something I can't easily see is my ranking in the track and kind of track leaderboard in general. Must be missing. I was going so well until then. So yeah, I can't see where I am on this track in general. So I can see or maybe it comes up here when I do a time, I don't know. The 29th from this track. Out of, wow, there's a lot of people, okay. Not a lot of people finished, to be honest. Only 40 finished. Let's see what the next track is going to be. Do let us know in the comments if you have any questions about any of the features and whatnot. Standard tier today. Okay, this looks like a pretty fast and furious map. Going to be some jumps, going to be some loops. The thing I like about Trackmania is that when you first start a map, you just have to go forward and you just have to work it out. There's no looking at ghosts, there's no loading a ghost, looking at a replay. It's just work it out. Just go forward. And I like that feeling of discovery and having to make quick decisions about what you think you should do. Ah, I should stay in the middle there, okay. Oops. Follow that guy. So it might be a little bit shortcut. Okay, so is it staying in the middle, really? Okay. Oh, just about made that. Another one in the middle, looks like. Big left-hander, little tiny lift. Going to be a loop, no, to the finish. Nice, okay, again, my kind of track. Let's try and get some better lap times. Looks like I got a bit of an unintended drift on there. 5th place through that split. Oh wow, a lot more speed that time. Got Steering over the grass is going to cost me a little bit. Feels a little bit slow here. That's not the best line through there. Ah, it's not the best line. Game over. So I think I was very narrow through this bit. Which worked out for me. Getting a little bit of a drift that I don't really want. It's only 13th that time. Let's try and get over to the right hand side of the track a little bit. Two. Swing it nice and low here. 5th place, nice. Nice, we're getting better. It's a good base, I think, to build on. Oh, that's going to be nice and narrow. Straight over the grass, through that. Again, try and be on the right hand side of the track here, swing it into the left hander flat. So I remember this GPS, so back for GPS, does that show you what to do? Ah, okay, yeah. So if you go back, it shows you how to deal with the track, which is helpful. But as I said, I prefer just to work it out. Is that my ghost or is that someone else there? Same flag as me. That might be my ghost. Yeah, that's my ghost. Ah, okay. So we can see where we're doing a bit better than my ghost. Ooh. Nice. Nice. Ooh, gonna be a little bit of rotation there. I went a bit higher on the jump that time. But this track kind of working out for me. 7th place out of 116. Something is clicking. Ooh. Just hit that. Add 4 minutes. Well, I've got to be tactical and say no. Looks like we might be getting those extra minutes. We've got a good base to build on. See how much time I lost by taking the wider line there. It's my ghost ahead. So I just gained on the ghost at the end. The last lap I did, my fast lap, I took a really high line on the finish. It looks like that's not the best line to do. Ooh, that second one comes out, doesn't it? Ghost is slightly ahead. Oh, I hit that. Maybe just missed it. That's it. Pretty neck and neck with the ghost, but he's going to be a bit narrower there. The previous lap time. And I was... Whoa! Very messy coming out of that loop. Too narrow there. Going to be wider here on the ghost. Ooh. Just a bit of steering angle there. Not going to be as far on the right side as I would have wanted, but that'll do. And we'll finish with a nice narrow finish. Okay, 10th place. I think we're ahead of the ghost. Oh, he's just put back enough. Having to counter steer a lot there, that's not a great exit. That's not a great exit. So, local records. Oh, here's local records. There's me, number 10. But I think this track must be very new. Some people got their custom names. Very cool. Don't know what that shows. Play sectors. Must be sectors here. Oh, okay, this is how fast he is compared to me in different sectors. Okay. It doesn't mean an awful lot to me. It's hard to kind of make it relatable. But it's interesting that that is there. So I wonder if the guy just behind me is if he's slower than me all the way, and the guy ahead faster all the way. I kind of may catch him up a little bit. Okay, so that's local records. Don't know how we close that. Whatever. Oh, we don't know how we close it. If you have any ideas how I close this. Oh, okay. There we go. There we go. Let's see which map comes up next. This was a fun map. P10. Still hanging in there. So I could actually show you on that track how it kind of works properly. Let's see what's coming up next. Yeah, I know, Grenadier. Well, Lando Norris was actually playing this game, I think a couple of weeks ago. So maybe that's why he was rapid today. And maybe because Alex didn't play it, he couldn't quite position the car correctly. Just putting it out there. That's my theory. Right, this looks a bit funky. Is that going to be flat through here? I think I need to take a bit of a wider turn in. Flat. I don't know what people think about this aesthetic. This kind of, to me, it's like toy box style. I'm not sure I'm a huge fan because where are we going now? Because it makes the game feel a bit like it's in a toy box on a smaller scale. Just my thoughts. Yeah, Grenadier. I don't know if you caught the race today. I just saw the highlights on Channel 4. But probably we should have expected that there would be a high attrition rate because of the unusual start. And where are we going? And maybe drivers not being that sharp, although I think the bigger issue was obviously all the mechanical failures that happened. But Austria coming up against, they've all got time to weather it out. I'm not a huge fan of this track because I can't really see where I'm going. I like the open tracks where you can see what's coming up, and yeah, you have to be really fast on reaction times, but at least it's kind of fair game. Whereas this, there's a lot of trial and error to work it out. Like that. Okay, let's just restart that. Ooh, going to be a lot of rubber on the end of that wooden thing. Yeah, just reading the comments on race. The Vettel one, I mean, I think we've all done that in racing, whether real life racing or in games, where you brake a little bit late and you think you're going to run into the car ahead. But there's two things you can do. Either you can go on the inside or the outside, and it was just weird that he chose to go on the inside there, where the car in front was going to be turning in. Because if you go to the outside, then that's the safer place to be. So yeah, it's a strange one, Vettel. I just wonder if, having been to the top and being a full-time world champion, if actually, I don't know about putting things in perspective, but you maybe don't want to go through the mill again. That's why someone like Hamilton, you know, it's just super impressive that he's still at the top of his game, although picking up that penalty I thought quite harshly. And then Lando coming in with the fastest lap at the end. It was Yeah, it's just crazy how a whole race comes down to, I think what was it in the end, like 200ths of a second? In a not obvious way, because they weren't placed on track, it was because of that penalty. I'm really bad at this bit, aren't I? Are we going to have the pace to hang it all the way around here? Yep, just about. Looks like the finish. Yeah, not my favourite track, this one. There's a balance between having tracks that are really difficult to finish and tracks where... How can I rephrase that? I don't know how to rephrase it. There's a difference between tracks that are just very frustrating to finish and tracks where you feel like if you finish then you had good reaction times and whatnot. And this track just falls on the frustrating side for me. Especially this little bumpy bit here. Add 4 minutes. Are you joking? Slam that F6 button. No. Looks like we're going to lose the vote. Not a fan of this track, so I'm going to exercise my right to leave. And choose something else. So yesterday I was on the standard tier, was it? Yeah, starter tier, which doesn't really give you a lot, to be honest. You basically get all the included tracks in the game, these 25. Some of them are better than others, but some of them I find a bit frustrating. But it's the custom tracks where you have a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun. So I've gone to the standard tier, and I think the important thing here is join public club activities, campaigns and online rooms. The rest of it is pretty much the same. So you can join these tracks. So let's try this one, full speed, short. 18 players, okay. Winding it down from the big 200 player rooms. A little bit of an intro, it looks like. Don't think I've seen this before. Oops, wasn't paying attention. Oh dear, it's pretty poor around that corner last couple of times. There we go. Ooh, can't jump that. Rough stuff, but take a wide line, don't cut. Ooh. Cutting a lot of that stuff. We're going to get a favourable bump here. Into the last checkpoint. Oh, is that a bit of ice? Seemed. Oh, seriously. Yeah, the funny thing about Trackmania, Grantier, is that it's a complete opposite to normal racing. So if I do like a race in GT or iRacing, whatever, I'll watch videos from the track, then I'll go around slowly, kind of look at the corners, and spend a while learning the track, etc. Whereas in Trackmania, the whole thing is set up that you have 5 or 6 minutes or whatever it is, and you just have to go and work it out. And it tests a different part of you, I think, which is how you analyze what you're seeing in front of you at high speed and whatnot, and deciding, am I going to go left here, am I going to go right, do I think I can cut this, if there's a blind kind of jump, which way am I going to go afterwards. And yeah, that's a bit different to kind of normal racing. I think normal racing, you get that with the dynamism of an actual race and other players and other cars being unpredictable. But here you get it in the track itself. You only have a few minutes to learn the track, and if you go on these custom servers, you're just going to be doing new track after new track. And again, when you get dialed into it, you do... Superhuman's not the right word, but you do feel you can deal with the stuff better than you were when you just started up the game. So let's see what's going to go on with this one. But I'd recommend just trying it for free. It's quite a small download, I think it's a couple of gigabytes. And on the free tier you get 25 tracks off of that. So I am just guessing where to go here. Okay. Oh, a little bit lucky. And also knowing the kind of performance envelope of the car. Okay, nice short track. And knowing how much grip you have. So at the beginning of the evening, if you skip back to the beginning of the stream, when the Super GT was asking about the game, I was absolutely terrible. Whereas now hopefully I'm a little bit better, just a bit warmed up. Really short track this one, so it's going to be about finding the optimal path through, which I think is more my kind of track. So is it better to go straight off the line and kind of build the speed quicker, or turn right? That's my ghost. Looks like it's quicker to turn right. I think on Trackmania it's generally better to take the tightest line possible. So that's not going to be faster. That's quite a tight line. So how far is that off the leaders? Oh, it's really close. Oh, I was trying to go really tight there. I mean, the top players of this game, it's a bit like, what's a good comparison? Sometimes, I don't know what format it is, but you see chess players where they don't have a lot of time at all, they have limited time on the clock, and they're kind of being very fast pressing that clock thing, so making decisions very quickly. Kind of reminds me of that, where it's about the speed of your decision making is quite important. And I guess that's why the kind of more puzzly ones where it doesn't really lend itself to that, because it's not really a fair game in terms of if you're going to go down the right alley or not. I don't get as excited by those ones. So we're shaving off time here. We are going to wrap this stream up probably in a couple of tracks. So if you have any questions, just drop them in and I'll answer them, or try and answer them. Long way up there. Oh, that's going to be... I thought that was going to be too narrow. Okay, that was too narrow. Some wider line. So I think if when you're landing you're turning too much, you will go into a drift, and I think unless the track... Wow, a long way behind the coast there. Unless the track is kind of built around you needing to drift around that corner, you're just going to lose time. Just losing a lot of time to the base there. So I went into a bit of drift there. Ooh, just kissed the wall. That's a bit lazy through there, I didn't really tighten it up enough. I'm losing a load of time. The transparent car just ahead of me, that's my fastest lap ghost, I'm pretty sure. I remember back in the day on Trackmania, when the game's been out for a little bit, the best tracks become popular and they kind of pull on the servers more often. So usually you have been on that track before. So is everyone else, and that's that extra element of kind of everyone's not seeing it new for the first time, but usually they're really good tracks. So the guy on the left is my ghost, but this one just where I'm inside, that's another driver live, I think. Not going to get in the lap in here. We'll see what the next track is on the server, but that's probably going to be the last one of the evening. It wasn't that far off the leader actually, that's pretty, well, it's a very short track. Oh, left the mouse on the screen again. Okay, looks interesting. Reminds me of that corner in Istanbul. The like 7 apex corner or whatever. Looks like an interesting finish possibly. Some tight corners in the dirt. Oh, we have done this one before and I wasn't very good at it. There's a bit of a weird finish here. You have to hit the brakes. Not here, but here. It's the first at the moment, but I really wasn't very good at this track last time. I have no idea why. I think it's this beginning bit. Well, I might be doing something wrong with the last bit. Maybe you don't need to brake, it's just kind of a leap of faith. Oh yeah, it is a leap of faith. I was being really stupid by braking there. Just trying to avoid any kind of wheel spin on this dirt stuff. Seems to be pretty good. Is that my ghost timer yet? Too aggressive there on the 10. Too aggressive there on the inside. I wonder if they kind of wider. No, that's not going to work, is it? Maybe. So I just took a bit of a wider line in there. Put it neck and neck with the ghost. So how far is the difference here? Oh, it's not. 1/10 of a second. There must be a way of getting the best exit, and I think that speed just multiplies all the way down because it's flat. It's flat all the way after that, I think. So it's all about working out this beginning bit here. Yeah, a bit of a weird track. I think it comes down to this beginning bit. The beginning bit felt a bit better. A lot of us quite close here. they going to catch our... No, that's really bad. So I just seem to dig in a bit there. Ah, that might be a bit better. That might be just a tiny bit better. Pretty much neck and neck. Yeah, I think it might be something funny like a wider line. If you have any thoughts in the comments about how I can gain this couple of tenths, let me know, because I'm a bit of a loss here. That's my ghost on the left hand side, so I need to be carrying more speed than the ghost. Okay. That's quite a bit more speed actually. Ooh, he's catching me there. So it was better than the ghost, and it wasn't. Just try and take a really narrow line through there. But it's going to be pretty tight with the ghost. In fact, the ghost is going to beat me. I have improved a little bit. Ooh, that was as close as you want to be. This might be half decent. Half decent. Okay, let's see what the next track is. Unless it's a certified banger, I think that's going to be it for the stream. But I hope this has been helpful or nice to see kind of what Trackmania is about with the custom tracks. Looks like my kind of track. Let's give it a couple of shots. People not fans in the chat. Dirt and full speed. That's in the bottom left there. Oh, that's fiddly. That's fairly fiddly, that bit. Oops. See if we've got enough speed to get around this. Whoa. That's a nice corner. Now this corner's a bit tight, isn't it? Nice. Okay, that's a decent time. I think we're going to call it a night there for the stream. So, thanks for joining. I hope you've enjoyed Trackmania. I'll be doing the Motorsport UK F3 Championship tomorrow on iRacing at Snetterton. A bit more realistic than this. And probably be doing a video on that after that. But until that, I will see you next time. Have a very good evening. And yeah, see you at the next one.